And good evening, friends. I'm Cassandra Joan Butler, Agent 56 with the Cosmic Intelligence Agency, and this is Cosmic Connections for the last week of 2022. And tonight we're going to talk about, if you're in my neck of the woods, how you are doing after the Buffalo blizzard of 22. How are you coping? I know we reach people throughout the entire area. Good evening, Paula. Good evening. Good evening. And I have to tell you, I'm going to do a little sharing of how my week went, and I hope everyone who's within the sound of my voice is safe and warm. This has been a Christmas like no other. Not just, of course, in Buffalo, New York, although Buffalo, as usual, seems to be the epicenter. So I'm going to be talking about Buffalo's charts of special interest, I think, to anyone in Western New York. Although any of you astrologers out there around the world, you might make a special notation about the Buffalo charts. We're going to be talking about that tonight. Chris, Maria, good day. Diane, Chastity, hello, everyone. Hi, Rose, Lynn, Vixie, Marianne, and Orel. Greetings. Let me know where you're coming in from. Thank you for sharing, dear Rose. Hi, Kate. Hi, sending love to you all. Leslie, Cynthia. I am doing okay. It's been a challenge. Hello, Lisa and Marianne. If anybody wants to share their stories as well as we can do in this format, please do. Hi, Orwell. Greetings, Maria, Diane, April, Paula. Thank you for being here tonight. Amanda, Max. It's been quite a week, Rose. Absolutely. Chastity from North Carolina. I don't know. How was North Carolina fared? Aloha, Christine. I am safe and warm tonight. It was really the first time I went out, and was tonight. And, I come from a very close-knit family. And since our mom and dad passed many, many, many moons ago, me and my three sisters have always gathered on the eve, and we've done our Christmas. And we do exchange of gifts with the kids. And now we have one grandchild, two grandchildren. And it's always such a tender, sweet time. On Christmas Eve night, it was just me and my daughter holed up. And boy, I learned a lesson. We learned a lesson. And I'm going to pass this lesson on to you, friends. If you are in a snowstorm and you use natural gas in your furnace, please clear your vents. Oh, yeah. And thank God I had the carbon monoxide alarms, because first it started in the basement and then went into every single room in the house. Carbon monoxide, warning, warning, warning. You're just tuning in. This is Cassandra Joan Butler, Agent 56, with Cosmic Connections for the week. Well, in any case, it could have been a horrible disaster. And of course, we called the fire department, but our house was completely enshrined with a 10-foot, or maybe I'm exaggerating, maybe it was only 6 foot, but it was enough snow up against the door that we could not get out and no one could come in. So the very nice firefighter said, "We have other priorities, ma'am." I mean, obviously, but just clear out the air, open all your windows, turn off your furnace. So that was Christmas Eve this past week. But we're fine. And I did come down with a little bit of a congestion and a cold, and I'm happy to say that with the help with a lot of turmeric and ginger, I'm feeling very good today and very, very, very grateful. Wherever you may be listening to, I can't emphasize how frightening it is to have a blizzard of that magnitude, because it's basically like a mini hurricane. Some of the wind speeds were up to 60, 70 miles per hour, but it's not just wind and rain, it's snow pelting. I lost 2 trees. I mean, this is minor in the scheme of things. But before I even say another moment, friends, I would all ask you, with your heartfelt, we're going to be talking about the heart tonight, with your heartfelt sense of humanity, just to take a few moments of sending your love and your healing to the people who have lost their loved ones in this blizzard, not just in Buffalo, but across the United States. Just spend a moment in gratitude and sending out some healings, because I've heard a lot of stories. So we're just sending out our love and our support to the people who are in most need. And you know, I'm going to talk about Buffalo's chart in a moment, but the good, the bad, and the ugly has been earmarked on my hometown in 2022, partially, I believe, because of the eclipses. The South Node is putting a spotlight on things Taurian, right? This has been the year of Taurus and Scorpio. And Buffalo, bless its little heart, was incorporated in the chart of 1832. And as a result, we've had, of course, the 5/14 horrific tragedy that happened within hours of the lunar eclipse in May. And then, of course, the blizzard, whereas Erie County was at the epicenter, really across the country. And I was coming from Buffalo, it's hard sometimes to laugh down the snow comments. But one of the qualities of Buffalonians, and partially maybe because we're a tourist town, right? Wouldn't you know, it says, plug in your device. I think I have some space left. Let's see. I have some space left to talk to you. Well, in any case, but Buffalo is known as the city of good neighbors. It's also known as the city of no illusions. It's also known as the city of light because electric light was originated down the road in Niagara Falls. So in any case, dear friends, there's countless stories of people helping people. In my own neighborhood, I helped one friend and neighbor. I delivered some goods to her in the middle of the blizzard with my daughter, wading through snow. It was the longest half a block I've ever walked. It took something that normally takes maybe 10 minutes, 40 minutes to walk through to our friend. And then I have a new friend, a brand new friend, a woman in my neighborhood who did not have heat, and she and her dog are been staying with us. So it's kind of cool. And we have lots and lots in common because she's here right now. She's in the other room. I don't think she's hearing me, but it's so much fun, the satisfaction of people helping people. And in the wake of all the stories regarding the looting in Buffalo, I feel that there's countless more stories of heroicism. So tonight we're going to talk a little bit about Buffalo's chart because it's been in the spotlight internationally. I want to talk about the next lunation, which takes place on Thursday, 29th. That's tomorrow. Mercury's going retrograde. And we also have the last quarter of our cycle, which opens up the new year. We're going to talk about our New Year's Eve across the world with this lunation. So I'm going to add this to the stream, the Buffalo Blizzard. Let's take a peek at Buffalo's chart. Buffalo was born April 20th, 1832. I used noon, and that was the incorporation chart, as a city. It was a village beforehand. And you can see some really interesting qualities about the Buffalo chart, right? Taurus, down to earth, beautiful. This is a city that's known for its natural beauty, but also the arts. All right. Buffalo's a kind of an epicenter of music. And a lot of amazing international acts had their beginnings throughout history here in Little Buffalo. Architecturally, Buffalo's in the spotlight for being a beautiful architectural town. Here's its Taurus sun. It's an amazing place of groundedness, centeredness, beauty. And then, wouldn't you know, it's a hardworking town, the city of industrialization, the Rust Belt, but really hardworking people. Then, yesterday, and today. Hard work, what do you think of, right? We've got a strong moon in Capricorn, and the moon in Capricorn using this time falls in the house of sports, love, self-expression, fun, play. Yeah. The heart of Buffalo, New York, with its moon in the house of sports. Well, if you're from Buffalo, you certainly know how gaga we are about our sports teams, the Buffalo Mafia, which I find to be such an amusing name because in the past, I don't know, 12 years or so, Pluto has been operating on the moon of Buffalo, and the nickname for the fans of the Buffalo Bills is the Buffalo Mafia. And I see Pluto as being the planet which represents the underworld, including underworld in terms of, crime. Well, in any case, here's the chart. Very friendly, very open, very proud. It's got a Leo rising. We have the lions decking the city square in downtown Buffalo in a circle. There's a real good sense of down to earthness. Why the blizzard? This is a historic blizzard. Why did this take place since the new moon? In fact, it started on the new moon, friends. Last week I talked to you about the new moon, right? The new moon, and I talked about 3 rose windows in a cathedral. One is damaged by war. And the interpretation of the new moon that we had on Friday the 23rd, Friday the 23rd was the beginning of the pelting of Buffalo. This new moon was sitting on top of Buffalo's moon. All right, so again, Buffalo's in the spotlight. It's the war Sabian symbol. And the interpretation of the 3 rose windows is the word of waste. And we're still undergoing a people count in the city. There's still people who are missing. And there's depending on who you talk to, the authorities, there are more and more people who are being recovered. So this is a warlike situation, and it was right on Buffalo's moon on the day the blizzard started. That was the new moon. Now, if you all may have a 3 degree, a 2 degree, a 1 degree Capricorn of anything in your chart, you too may have had a really difficult week as we're approaching our quarter square on Thursday. I don't know. This is how astrology works. And of course, cities, countries, states, corporations are as sensitive to the energy as a human being. We also have in this chart, this is the most, I don't know if you can see it. Oh, yes, you can. Pluto, the mafioso, the godfather energy, is conjunct or exactly next to Neptune. Neptune is things we can't see, touch, or feel. And it can imply things like catastrophes, viruses, snowstorms, hurricanes, water events. And you can say, well, it wasn't a hurricane, Cassandra. Well, it was a water event, a frozen water event. It was a blizzard. But Pluto, first time in 268 years, was on top of Pluto's Neptune, which, of course, there was a lot of confusion and moving around through that. I would love to get April's Alaska's chart here too. Oral, thank you for coming in here. So Saturn on top of its Mars, the paralysis of everything. And then, of course, this new moon on Friday, we had Jupiter was squaring the new moon. And this is for everyone across the planet, not just Buffalo. Everything that was happening about that warlike Sabian symbol is exaggerated because Jupiter is the planet of expansion. So those are just some comments about this particular event. And I wanted especially those who are still in the epicenter. I know Buffalo still has a driving ban, I believe, still, as of this webcast. But people are still, upgraded in there, trying to find, food, clothing, and shelter, and it's just ongoing. Thank goodness for the thaw. Today, 37 degrees felt like a balmy thing. Okay, Chastity says her Sirius is at 2 degrees of Capricorn. Share, Chastity. How has that been affecting your self-care? The way you're looking at the way you're taking care of yourself, your nutritional habits. So you want to apply this new moon to where it's falling, right? Oh, they are ending the driving ban at midnight. Thank you, Mary. I know that they were saying earlier that it was not going to be banned. And still some people have no power tonight. Thank you, Lynn, for that. Again, I took in a neighbor who did not have any sort of heat, and her and her beautiful dog and fast friends. So that's the silver lining, I think, with this particular event taking place over the Christmas weekend, the true meaning of giving. And I think there have been countless stories about people helping people. And that's what it's all about with the holidays. As we approach the New Year's, friends, we are going to be under the array of a second quarter or first quarter square. Remember, a square is a 90-degree angle. The sun will be in Capricorn. The moon will be in Aries. So let's talk about that for our week ahead. All right. So that takes place. This is Eastern Standard Time, 8:21 Thursday evening. We have this amazing square. And the Sabian symbol of this is a crystal gazer, looking into the crystals and gazing, the old point of the mystics looking into crystals and using that as a divination tool. Well, the interpretation for us all is to go within, tap into your intuition, follow your heart. And wherever you find that 8 degrees of Aries, that's what's opening up the heart chakra. Plus the fact that's one of the themes of 2023. We're going to have a lot of Aries energy over the course of the next 12 months, with the eclipses turning into Aries and Libra, and with Jupiter finishing its trek through the sign of Aries as well. So I'm calling this year of 2023 the year of individual infinite possibilities. And yes, I've been working on my PowerPoint. Each and every year I do a year ahead. And if you are in the Buffalo or Western New York area, I'm going to be hosting a number of classes on the 5th and 6th in person at the Hampton Inn. And if you're part of my mailing list, please join. I'll give you all the details. There'll be some ongoing classes. They're very popular. And I'll be doing a Zoom or two as well. Been doing that for about 15 years, the year ahead. And I make it very personal to you, make it extremely personal to your own chart. All the themes for this year, individual, infinite possibilities, friends. A lot of interesting stuff happening in 2023, including Saturn tiptoeing into the sign of Pisces, and Pluto, Mr. Mafioso guy, tipping into the sign of Aquarius. So we have a lot to look forward to in 2023. That's getting us out of that heaviness of Capricorn, Pluto, Saturn conjunction that occurred back in January of 2020. Well, in any case, so start revving up your desire to make things perfected in your own way, following your heart. Maybe a good exercise on the 29th, 30th, 31st, or the 1st on New Year's Day might be to do some form of vision board, because the Aries moon with this lunation is a very visual technique. There's certain visualizations that are a part of the fire. So wherever you find fire, that's the clairvoyant or outpicturing. And so it might be good to do some sort of vision board, or to take some pictures. Everyone knows what a vision board is, right? In the old days, we had magazines, but maybe taking some scrapbooking of your own pictures in your zillions of pictures that are printed because they're on your phone, right? I got a wonderful gift from my sister for Christmas. I sent her a couple of pictures from a recent trip, and she actually downloaded them and printed them for me. What a concept. But play with pictures, images in the next few days in preparation for the new year. That would be a great gift for yourself. So wherever you find 8 degrees of Aries, the crystal gazer, envisioning, outpicturing, imagining for the new year, that's a very good way to tap into your meditations and your prayers for this new year. Wherever you find that Aries, that's what you can focus on as the clock strikes 2023. So if you're Aries or Aries rising, this new in picturing is going to be all about you, imagining yourself in a new identity, a new way of being in the world, getting more confidence, more charisma, really upping the ante for yourself, really generating some excitement about who you are, appreciating yourself, Aries. For Taurus, this lunation, this week of energy for the astrology, with that focus on the Aries, is going to be falling in your 12th house, right? So it'll be a great time for the Aries to do everything they can. The Taurus to really spend some time in nature, reflection, meditation, and working on their spiritual, psychic prayer life for the next few days. For Gemini or Gemini rising, it might be a great time for you, my friends, to imagine your tribe, your friends, your groups, your associations. Try to imagine how you're going to expand or how to recreate your social network in some ways. That might be something that's on your mind, and this week's energy is helping you to move forward with that agenda. For Cancer or Cancer rising, it's all about your leadership abilities, your career, your sense of purpose in the world. It doesn't have to be a job, but it has to be something that you want to leave a legacy with. So that's for our Cancer friends. For Leo or Leo rising, this energy is accentuating your need to speak your truth, to write, to teach, to not be afraid to express your authenticity with what you believe. For Virgo or Virgo rising, this energy this week is all about you imagining yourself sharing your wealth, sharing your power, sharing your emotional support with others. Being generous is a good word for the Virgos this upcoming week with this lunation. For the Libra folks or Libra rising, it's all about your partner and imagining a harmony and more kindness and consideration that you're bestowing upon your significant others. And if you are in search of that perfect partner, you might want to take some steps on how to meet some new people. For Scorpio or Scorpio rising, it's all about the health this week. Imagining yourself in your most healthy, physically strong body and maybe taking the steps to achieve that goal. For Sagittarius or Sagittarius rising, it's about your play, your sense of creativity, and really opening up to the child within with this week's energy. For Capricorn or Capricorn rising, spending some time immersed in creating a stronger foundation in your home life, whether that means, I don't know, cleaning up the home, doing some deep cleaning in time for the New Year's, or just making a stronger coalition with your family members. For Aquarius or Aquarius rising, this is all about communication, speaking your piece, speaking your truth, especially with your neighbors or your siblings. And for Pisces or Pisces rising, this lunation is all about you spending some time appreciating your self-worth. And if you're trying to increase your abundance, it would be a good time to outpicture or imagine a new plan to increase your wealth. All right, I'm going to say hello to the people who are in the room. And, Linda, you're taking the words out of my mouth. Let's talk about that Mercury retrograde. Linda, hello. Susan, hello. Lindell, hello. Kathleen, hello. Rhonda, hi. Lynn and Mary and Chastity, good evening. John and Dominic and Christy, Romeo, hello. Okay, Spirit told me there'll be a lot of changes in regards to communication, how we communicate with each other. Pull the Mars and Mercury energy cards, which seem to validation of that message. Love that, Chastity. I am feeling healthier. Thank you, Susan. Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you for those comments, honey. Dina is a Taurus. Yes. Hi, Bodaway. That's a beautiful name. Okay. I feel like we're going back. Oh, you know what? That's an interesting comment. Bodaway. Very interesting comment. They say, because you talk about a black hole, they say that at the galactic center, there are literally black holes. And every winter solstice, between approximately the 19th of December and approximately the 23rd of December, that's the time when our planet and our solar system is lined up with the galactic center. And the astronomers talk about black holes. And this past year, I'm not an expert on black holes, but I was doing research for a PowerPoint this past year, and they have come up with the conclusion in 2022 that black holes are not always destructive, they are also scientifically proven to generate a new network of different planetary bodies. A little above my pay grade. I'm not a physicist, but I thought it was very interesting. That was one of the, you can look up black hole definition and regeneration. It's not always destruction. I think there's a lot of interest in the polarity and the conundrum of destruction creating creativity at the same time. Hi, Mary. Hello, hello. Okay, we're going to be doing readings in just a minute. You remind me of that. I'm going to talk a little bit about the Mercury retrograde. I'm also going to pull a winner of a prize for sharing. You are so kind. Many of you share automatically. But if you'd like to share this while I'm in midstream, I have a basket of all the names of people who've been sharing since forever. And every time you share, you get a name in the basket. So tonight's winner is Cassie Pierce. Cassie, I don't see your name in the room, but you still might be listening on another venue. Cassie Pierce, thank you for sharing. Sharing is caring. I talked about the year, the week ahead, and let's talk a little bit about the Mercury retrograde. So the Mercury retrograde is a time to redo, rethink, reconsider. And our Mercury retrograde will be taking place on the 29th on Thursday at 24 degrees. It takes place retrograde Eastern Daylight Time at 4:32 in the morning. So tonight is Wednesday. So when we wake up, friends, Mercury is retrograde. What does that mean? You identify where Sagittarius is. I find that a Mercury retrograde is a wonderful time to redo and reconsider of everything that's in that sign in your chart. So Sagittarius is about your beliefs and about travel and taking place. This has been like, I'm not just talking about Buffalo, but I think this has been a very extraordinarily unusual holiday for many people all across the planet. And okay, come on, congestion, go away. So redoing some things you've been meaning to take care of, paperwork as well, starting today, and that goes through the next 3 weeks. All right. That's that. And on New Year's Eve, we have the moon will be in Taurus at 12:08 p.m. And so we welcome the new year with a Taurus moon. A Taurus moon. I think that's very fitting because 2022 has been the year of what matters. Wherever you find Taurus, what comes down to it, friends, Venus ruled Taurus sends a message in this past year that what really matters in all of our lives is the concept of love and sharing and abundance and creating stability and harmony in our lives. And when we start the eclipses resetting themselves in early 2023, we're going to be in another theme, another thematic for the next year and a half. But I think that some of the lessons learned specifically about this blizzard, no matter where you might be, whether you be in Alaska, whether you be in Florida, had very lousy weather. The idea is that when we put so much emphasis on a holiday that's about commercialism, sometimes we have to step back and say the most important thing we can do is help each other. And the gifts and the presents and the pretty finery and the parties mean not. What happens is that we have to help each other. And that's the theme of 2022, what really matters in the face of difficulties. All right, friends, we are now going to do our spiritual messages, how this works. I put on my mediumistic hat and I sit back and I just pick some people randomly and we'll do that. So, okay, there are comments here. All right. Okay. So, dear God, please allow me to serve. Please allow my words be filled with love and light, truth, inspiration, and healing for the highest and best as we align ourselves with the Holy Spirit. And the first person I'm coming to is Maria Cliff. Maria Cliff. And I just let me know that you still like a reading, Maria. I presume you would. You said you would. Great to see you all. Maria, are you still in the room? Just say yes or no. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Maria. All right. So, Maria, as I'm tuning into your energy, I'm hearing the word music with you. I don't know if you make music, if you just love to appreciate music, but I'm feeling that your taste or your musical expression is going to be experimental in 2023, that you're going to be changing things around a little bit. I'm being drawn. I don't know your chart. I don't think we ever met, quite frankly. But Maria, as I'm tuning into your energy, I'm putting a big emphasis, if you know astrology, where you find Taurus in your chart, that you've gone through, it's almost like a shedding of some old habit patterns to make way for a new way of expressing, again, this musical talent. You know, we don't have to be a professional musician to have an appreciation of music. But I get music with you, Maria. You can say nay or yay, it's fine. But I just feel that there's something about shedding the old way of being in 2022, and that you're opening up, Maria, to a new way of expressing yourself. And I'm also seeing blues and greens with you. I don't know if you're decorating or creating more watercolors within your home, and that you want to change. I keep on getting the word shedding, changing up the way you look, changing up the way you're living, and relieving of a lot of the old stagnant energy. Interesting. That's where my mind works. I'm getting the 5 element theory in Chinese medicine. And I want to say that blue is the color of the water element. Green is the color of the wood element. That you're changing your work, your wood element, how you're doing your work with a lot more authority, because you're getting rid of a lot of fear associated with not feeling you're good enough. So it's more of a spiritual message for you tonight, Maria. I want to congratulate you, because you've been doing all of this, standing in your own power in the past year, especially around May of this past year, also in October. And it's almost like you said no more to someone. And I feel this is in a business setting, and you might be launching something of your own, but I still get that music. I would love some feedback from you. Okay. All right, that makes sense. Yes, I am. I keep on getting that with you, Maria. So that's probably is the Taurus is not you, right? Or you are the Taurus. I wish we could talk more freely. The other thing I want to say about this, Maria, as we get into April of this next year, there's a lot more of sense of being at peace with a little bit of an irritating but important relationship in your life. It could be a family member, I believe, but you're really at peace with this particular individual, and there's a lot of reconciliation and a lot more peace and harmony with this female person that you're feeling at peace with, because you've changed and you're a lot more generous. I'll leave that with God's blessings. Okay. So that might connect with the Taurus person, Maria. Okay. All right. And then I'm also now with Christy Ray. Christy Ray, I'd like to give you a reading, my dear. Christy Ray. As I'm tuning into you, I'm aware of my hands on my heart. The holidays were kind of tough for you because there was a loss that you were trying to make sense of, but this loss was not a recent loss. I feel I think it was a mom from many years ago, that maybe it was that you were more in communication with her. And I want to say that you may have even had a dream or some sort of validating experience with this mother figure on Christmas or Christmas Eve this past year. And Christy, you have a lot of this woman's very strong, caretaking, intuitive energy. You're a very heart-filled person that people like to come to. And I think when you were thinking about her over the holidays, you were trying to get yourself filled up because so many people were asking you for support and emotional caring. You were feeling a little depleted. But as we get into, I'm getting February is an important month for you in 2023. You're feeling kind of motivated to take a stand and to move forward in a new way with a lot more confidence. And this has to do with some sort of teaching or expressing of yourself, whether you're teaching a class or instructing someone on some sort of spiritual field of some sort. I get February. This is a launch, is the word that comes to mind. And I'm getting some sort of important trip that you might be considering taking, but it would be in the spring, more like May, June of this year. It's like an entrainment is the word that comes to mind. I'm not sure this makes sense for you, Christy. And I don't know why I'm getting the word daffodils with you. I'm with that woman who's in spirit, but I'm getting the word daffodils. So she may have been born when the daffodils were. I don't know what part of the world you're coming in from, but daffodils are a very early spring flower. But I'm getting a bouquet of daffodils for you, these yellow-white flowers for Christy. So I hope that makes sense for you, honey. All right, dear friends. Oh, you're from Buffalo, New York. Yes, your grandmother passed away. Okay. Yeah. All right. So I think that it has to do something with her and the daffodils. And maybe this upcoming year, you'll be feeling her energy more profoundly with you. But this Christmas time, she was very ever present in your mind. It does make sense. Good. Okay. All right, dear friends. Oh, you've been thinking about going back to work. Well, maybe that's what that's what the February is coming in here for you, Christy. Right? I would say it's the February time. Okay, someone asked me about my abilities and what exactly can I do. I'm going to just put this thing on here because we're running out of time, and I don't have time to tell you what I've been doing for the past 43 years. But go to my website, and I have lots of cool stuff on there. I want to also direct your attention to the Cosmic Intelligence Agency, friends. I'm a very proud member to participate as Agent 56. I do this on a weekly basis. This is the place on the planet to come for your astrological knowledge and training and sharing. Fantastic astrologers. There's the Time Lords magazine. That's a free service to all of you. So check out Cosmic Intelligence Agency and become a member. Become a member. You can learn more and hone your astrological skills. What I love about astrology, among many things, not only is it, I feel, the language of the cosmos, and it helps me on an everyday basis, but you never stop learning. You can be learning and learning all of your lifetimes and never really quite understand the depth and breadth of the way we're all interconnected. And the planetary shifts are just a paradigm and a symbol of that connection, because we really are all connected, made of the same stardust, but in different combinations. So have a great New Year's. Have a great New Year's celebration. Remember the Aries energy in your chart. Visualize how you want this new year to go. Imagine that you're all crystal gazers. That's the Sabian symbol. Look into a glass darkly, right? I don't know, maybe do some crystal gazing, but play with the idea of imagery. Picture yourself in your most successful self in this upcoming year. Strong Aries energy. This is the year of individual, infinite possibilities. We've all gone through a lot of growing pains in the past 2 years since the age of you know what. And now it's time to stand our ground and to blossom and sing a joyful psalm that's coming from our heart. From my heart to yours, happy New Year. Bring on 2023. I'll see you next Wednesday, God willing. Bye-bye. You're very welcome. Happy New Year.